Hello everyone, it's Michael again, back for Flosstube number 3. Today is March 28th of 2024, and I'm just gonna show you what I've been working on, what I finished, some new purchases, and talk about my plans, and talk about me a little bit so y'all can get to know me better. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing, or the only thing that I finished this month is the Great Granny Squared quilt that's behind me. Got it hanging up back there. And that is out of this book, Great Granny Squared by Lori Holt. And it's this one. So I finished that this week on Tuesday. So that knocks my quilt whips down to 6. I only have 6 that are started. So I finished that one. And like I said before, you have enough of the color squares left over when you cut your fat quarters to do this quilt as well. So I have all the squares, I just need to buy the background, and then I would have that one also. So that quilt ends up measuring 72 by 85 and a half. So it's a good size throw. And it's 5 of these blocks down with 4 across. And then you have the little border blocks over here that go around it. And then, of course, sashing, cornerstones, if I can get my finger to move right. And then you have a skinny border, then the piece border, and then another skinny border like this one on the outside. So I did finish that this month, and I kept thinking about starting something else quilt-wise, and I've been wanting to do a grandmother's flower garden quilt. So I ordered the little 1-inch hexies. They come in a bag like this off of Amazon. And so I did start that, and you, of course, baste your fabric around it and then stitch these together. So this is the first one that I've started. I'm still sewing here. So I'm gonna do pink centers, and then I'm gonna go around twice with different fabrics, and then stitch them all together with the green hexies in between as the trail. So this is the first one. I started this on Tuesday when I finished this quilt. This was the thing I picked up and started working on. So that's the only one I have started so far. I am glue basting them, but I do have a lot of the little centers already cut out of some pink scraps that I had, which I know I can get more of that fabric. And then I have some already set out for 6 to go around the center, and then 12 to go around that. And then I have a whole bunch of other squares that I can divide up and do stuff. So I started that one, so I added that to my quilt list of whips in progress, and I'm just keeping that in another one of these little Amazon tote bags things, which are awesome. The second thing that I was going to show y'all that's not cross stitch related, I've been working on a crochet too. So I have a lot of, this is like a Shein bag. They send your clothes in when you order stuff. But I used to make a Afghan for the children that we had as foster kids. And then they got to take that with them when they left. So I have a lot of leftover yarn of different colors. So I'm just making little hexagons out of the leftover yarn. Just 3 rows of granny stitches. And I'm putting those all together with a black, I forgot I had that whole spool of yarn in there, or skein of yarn. And so I'm connecting them all like this. Like you can see this one, I didn't have enough of this color, the corally color. So I just grabbed another color yarn and went around it. And some of them are like that, and some of them are solid. That one's a whole bunch of little pieces of yarn, because I don't want to waste the yarn, so I'm using them up. But this is just going to be a little project when I don't feel like sewing or quilting or anything. I can work on it while I watch TV. Well, while the TV watches me, because I just have it on as noise in the background normally. Not like my kids don't make enough noise, but you know. So I do have all that, and I have a whole basket of different yarn that I can still make more hexagons with. These are just the bag of ones that I've done so far. They're all different colors and everything. So that is another project that I'm working on, which will probably be a long time, because I'm going to make it a king size. And just like the grandmother's flower garden, I intend on making that a king size quilt. So let's get into the Flosstube part, the actual cross stitching. Remember I had printed off a little calendar, and after my last video, I just worked a couple more days on Clayton. Can't remember the whole name of it. With the big cats on it from the museum. So I didn't bring that in here with me because I didn't get a lot more done from what it was on the last video. I intend on working on it some more, but I really didn't get many more days in on it since my last video. But the next one that I was going to start, because I had changed every week, so I would have new starts every week of the month of March. So the next one I did start is by GGR, and that is Elizabeth Manners, 1843. I saw this on Carol, the Saltbox Stitcher's Flosstube, because I started from her first one and watched all of them. So I have a whole list of patterns that I want to purchase. But this was one that I purchased, and I am currently working on it. Over my little cross-stitch journal, we can find it. Oh, it's Charlotte Clayton by the Heritage Museum. It's the one I worked on prior to this one. So that is the pattern, and here are the flosses. Again, I'm just using DMC. So, and that red is very pretty red color. That's DMC 347, and it's very bright. So I was able to get the border all the way around and all of the red flowers in on the border. I did the alphabet at the top, and she actually is missing a J in the alphabet. She did not put a J in there. So I just did it as she did and left the J out. I did some on the verse and got this first band with the bow all the way across, and one of the little angels, cherubs, whatever. And 3 of the little flowers are in there. The big basket and the 2 little ones. And some of the verse, I have to go back and finish that. And then I jumped down to the bottom because I wanted to get in the tree for the Adam and Eve with Adam is there. Haven't done Eve yet, but Adam, he doesn't have any legs. He's got a little nub going, but the other leg is not there yet at all. And then the tree stump with the serpent going up the tree. So I still have to go around and do the leaves on the border, but my main goal was to get the the bones of the border in with the flowers in the vine part. And I am stitching this on cream Newcastle 40 count. So I'm gonna have some big piece down here left over when I get done with that. So that is my progress. And I really intend on getting this one done by May 29th because that's the day that she put on here, May 29th, 1843. So I thought it would be neat to get it done on the same day. So that's that one. The next one I started was Eliza Mitchell, and that is by La Di Da. And it looks like this. It's Eliza Mitchell, 1824 by La Di Da. And it's very muted colors, but it's very pretty. So here are the flaws. Again, it's just the DMC, because that's what I can go to the store and get down here. So mostly all neutrals, with just a few pinks in here. And this one is on 40 count gray by Weeks. So I started on it. Didn't get a whole lot of progress on this one. We had a lot going on that week. So I start in the middle on all of mine now, since I had that mess up with Sarah Moon. I had to think. The Sarah Moon Quaker, where I have like an inch left on one side. So now I'm starting in the middle so I can make sure that it's equal on both sides. But I have some of the border in, and I started some on the little buds here. I got the deer in with his little grass. Started on that flower pot so I could get that pink in there. And I have half of a butterfly right there. So that is going to be the full width of it based on that middle border right here. And then I just have to do the flowers up and down on that. But it's coming along. I need to put some more time in on this one. But that is, again, gray by Weeks on 40 count. So the next one that I worked on was the pink Sparrow sampler. And so it is by Brenda Gervais, I do believe. Or with the needle and thread, Brenda Gervais. So it's the pink Sparrow sampler. And that's how that one looks. And this one, I restarted it because I had originally started it on 40 count. But it was super tiny, and I was like, well, maybe I should actually do it on what it's supposed to be. I can't remember if it's 32, because I didn't update it in my book. Should have. I think it's 32 count Victoria sponge linen. But I do have the border, again, started in the middle. I started filling in some of the flowers. Here's half of a bird. He doesn't have a head yet. And the tree that he's going to be on. And I did finish this little corner, basically, with all the little motifs. I just didn't fill in this flower. So, and it's going to be the same on this side over here as it is over here. And I did finish the alphabet all the way across, so that is the full width of it, minus the border that comes over here. And I only have to do this border still all the way across. And yeah, that is all the borders that go all the way across. And I just have to finish the main border all the way around. And again, I'm using the DMC for that one as well. And it would be these colors, which are very bright and vibrant colors. That orange and this 834 is very pretty. And 833 is actually the same color that's in Miss Manners. Is the colors of the serpent in that one. So that's another pretty color when you stitch it. But these are the DMC for Pink Sparrow Sampler. And I'm sorry, my voice is not all that great because my allergies have been killing me. It's pollen season in South Georgia, so everything is yellow. You wash your car, it's yellow again. So it's just killing me. But the next one I worked on is the Vanity Sampler, which isn't a new start, but I wanted to get some more progress in on it. And this is the one I'm actually working on this week. So I haven't spent a whole week on it yet. So it's not a great amount of progress. But this is the Vanity Sampler by Hello from Liz Matthews. And they call it the Vanity Sampler because the original has the name ripped out here. And then they folded it up so you wouldn't even know that was there. So you didn't know how old she was when she stitched it. So that's this one. My little pile over here, make sure it doesn't fall. Again, it's the DMCs, which are very muted colors. Again, golds, creams, green, and then only two blues over here. So very muted color palette. And this one is on 40 count affogato linen, and that is the called for. So this week I have primarily been working on this tree, and I did put a name all the way across the bottom, and I just haven't put the last number of the year because hopefully it gets done this year, but if not, I didn't want to have to take out the number. But all of the other is pre-existing stitching. I haven't really added that much this week because I was quilting a lot so I could finish this one, because the beginning of this week it was just quilt blocks, so it took me a little while to get stuff done because I really don't do crafting during the evening all that much unless the kids have went to bed. Normally I do it all while they're at school so I can focus, because 4 children, they always need your attention for something. So the next thing are some patterns that I purchased, and I have fully kitted them at this point. The first one, sorry about the zipping sound, is Sarah Stewart Hardman, 1824, and this is by the Needlework Press. And so I purchased this, and here is the linen. I'm going to do mine on 40 count angel hair linen. I don't know, I ordered it off of 123 Stitch. But it's like a buttery color. It's probably not coming across that great. And I have a lint on it. So that's going to be that color. And I have not put the floss on Flosstube yet. But I did get the DMC for it. So it's a lot of greens with some reds and burgundies. Let's see if I can show you. See? It's gonna be very pretty. And this one's not really super huge. Let's see. What is the stitch count? It's only 236 by 256. So it's not super huge. And I feel like as soon as you get the border in, pretty much, they go quick. This one might take me a while because of all the filling at the grass. And then you have some over one little sheep. And then I believe the verse is over one up here. Maybe some more of the little motifs. But I thought it was super cute. And I don't have any with houses. And so, since I didn't have any patterns with houses, it seems like I have went house crazy and ordered all kind of patterns with houses. The next one I ordered is from the Scarlet House, and it's Charlotte Floss, 1846. And this is another one that Carol stitched and finished. I know the little swans are over one. What else? I know the verse is over one. But if you really get the border in and you get the grass with the animals and the house done, the rest of this is just small little motifs. Pick a motif, do a motif a week, and you can get these done. This is supposed to be done using MPI silks, but it does give you a DMC conversion on the back of the chart right here. So I just did the DMC, of course. And you're supposed to do this. Everything's falling. It's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa over here. Let's see if I can move stuff before it all ends up in the floor. This one, called for linen, is 37 count, I believe. Yep, 37 count corn tassel from Access Commodities. So I did order that from Farmer's Attic. And there's the name. So that is the color. And I haven't opened it yet, so I don't want to take it out. I don't know when exactly I'm going to start it. But here are the floss colors. You have this vibrant reddish pink, like a coral color, orange, purple. And then the rest are, oh no, there's a blue right here. Very pretty blue. But the rest are golds and neutrals and greens. So that one will be quite pretty as well. And this one is only 275 stitches wide by 249. So it's not terribly large either. So that was a purchase in a kit that I kitted up myself. The next one, because I'm a glutton for punishments, I purchased the Scarlet House Sarah Elizabeth Brooke 1842, primarily because I love that big house. And again, if you get the border in and get most of all of the heavy stitching done, everything else is not that bad. This, I believe these are over one from what Carol said on her video when she talked about this. And the verse may be over one. Yes, the verse is probably most definitely over one. And it calls for Vintage Meadow Room by Lakeside Linen, but I can't find it, or a lot of Lakeside I can't find at the moment, maybe at some point. So I purchased 40 count linen, and it's a similar color. It's not really coming off that great, but it seems like it has like a pinkish undertone, sort of, a little. I might not be all that great at describing colors, but that's that one. And here are the floss for it. Here is. So that is gonna be the colors for that one. And I don't know about y'all, but our local Joanns, local as in I have to drive all the way to Albany, Georgia, but it's going out of business because I guess they filed the bankruptcy and everything. So I don't know if possibly your Joanns is going out of business as well. But you might want to go by and just look if you're interested in quilting. They had fabric on clearance. They had quilt books on clearance. All of like your tools, your rulers, and all of that. Thread. If you crochet, yarn was on clearance. The DMC floss, what was left at my store, was on clearance. I mean, it looked like it had been ransacked in there, but I was able to pick up some things from there. But you might want to, if you have a Joanns nearby, you might want to call and see if they're going out of business as well. You might be able to get you some good deals. So the next thing is I have some purchases that I have some patterns. I haven't kitted these yet. I have a whole bunch of patterns I've bought, but I didn't want to bore you with a whole video of stack full of patterns. But if you want that, you let me know and I will show you the plethora of patterns I bought. Oh, I actually have a pattern stuck inside of a pattern. Oh, there you go. The first one is Grayscale 1838 by Little Robin Designs. I think this was a release at Market this year. It has cats on it, so I wanted it because it has big cats, and then the griffin and the verse and everything. So this one, it's very full, which is nice. So, you know, you don't have that much empty space. And let's see, it's only 270 by 310, so a little bit bigger than some of the other ones. And it's 30,696 stitches all together. And it does give you the DMC conversion inside here. I can't show you because it has the pattern on one side and then the information. But this was one of the ones I grabbed when it came out. This one. I don't know when this one came out. Oh, 2018, I assume. This one is Scattered Sea Samplers. This is Marywood 1837. And that's how that one is. It's got the Adam and Eve and all the red and green. It actually only takes 5 colors. So that's not terribly bad. And then it tells you about the verse that is on here. It tells you on the back what verse it is. Or maybe not. I may have lied to you. I'm so sorry. But it's supposed to be done on 36 count Dixie Sampler apple butter. I'll have to see if I can find that. But that one I recently purchased when I ordered the fabric for the other ones. I just threw that in my cart on 1-2-3 Stitch. Because fabric shouldn't have to come alone. It should come with something else. The next one I got was a Hands Across the Sea sampler that I've been wanting. It's been in my little basket on 1-2-3 Stitch. And it's Elizabeth Furnace, 1836. And I think Carol, the Softbox Stitcher, is working on this one currently. I have not kitted it or anything. It does give you the DMC conversion. And it's supposed to be done on 40 count Lakeside Linen, Vintage Sand Dune, which I know I'll probably not be able to find. But I just love the little animals and the little shepherd lady and shepherd man and Adam and Eve and then the big house. And these flowers are very pretty. The big rose-looking flowers on either side. So, I'm sure this one has quite a bit of over one because it's a Hand Across the Sea. The verse all looks like it's in over 1. I don't have to look closer to see. I'm sure the animals, some of them are. But I thought that was very pretty. And I told you I went down this whole house cross-stitch pattern thing. So I did see that I received a shout out from Melinda and Michael from Uplift Stitches on YouTube. They talked about my videos on their last video, which I thought was very sweet, and thank you for all the kind words that you had about my stitching. I hope you continue to enjoy them. And I really liked all the stuff that y'all were doing. My one son loves Pokemon, so he really liked the Pokemon character that Michael's working on. What is it? Charizard? I think the little dragon orange person. I'm not good at Pokemon. I know Pikachu is the little yellow thing, so don't really know all that much about Pokemon. I know we watch Pokemon movie all the time. And so in my last video, I had said that I would talk about myself some. So if you're not interested in anything about me as the person doing the stuff, then I don't really have anything craft-wise left to show you. So if you don't want to know about me, then have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. But if you do, my name is Michael. Of course, my last name is Davis. It's in the video title thing, channel title. That's it. I'm 35. I'm married, have 4 kids. I'm originally from Columbus, Georgia, but then we moved to South Georgia, down by Albany, in a very small town. We have a red light and a McDonald's connected to a gas station. And we have one grocery store that sells stuff. And we have a Family Dollar. So, I mean, we're living high, right? So we moved down here to get out of the big city. Columbus, big for us. I mean, we live in the South. So I'm sure it's nothing like Atlanta, but could not live there. It's too much. We have 4 kids that we adopted from the foster care system. They started out as foster children, and then when they came up for adoption, we adopted the sibling group. So 3 out of the 4 of our children are biologically related, and then our youngest is not biologically related to the other 3. But they've been together for 10 years, so you couldn't tell them they're not related. I have been married, what year is this? Going on 10 years, and we've been together 13 years. So he's a school teacher, and I stay at home. I previously was a real estate agent back home in Columbus, and then when we moved down here, I just stayed at home. It was a lot easier with everything going on with the kids and taking them here, there, and everywhere else. And I really don't know much about the area to be all involved in that, which I'm sure I could learn, but it's an expensive career to have, especially if you don't constantly bring in commission checks. Real estate adds up quite a bit. So I just stay at home and take care of everything here and do all of my craft stuff. I am one of 2 children. My parents live in Columbus, and then I have a younger brother who is in his 20s, lucky him, just living his best life without children or anything, just single and happy forever, which, I mean, I'm happy, but the 20s were great back then. So, let's see. Spring break is next week, so I will probably not get a lot done because everybody will be home. So we are probably going to build our chicken coop in the backyard. Backyard is huge, so we can put a chicken coop in the back. And we're working on doing, I'm looking out the window so I can think about what to talk about. We're working on doing raised flower beds in the back so we can do a garden and grow vegetables and stuff. And then we're probably going to work on the mother-in-law suite. We bought our house probably like 5 months ago, and it's like the main house, and then in the backyard there's like a little cottage that they built, the previous owner built, and it has like a little kitchenette, bedroom, living room, bathroom. So it's like a little mother-in-law suite. We're either going to fix it up and see if my mother-in-law will move from Alabama over here, but she's not too willing to move to Georgia. Either we're going to do that, or we're going to turn it into a quilting studio for me. The main room will be a quilting studio because I hope to get a long arm machine and quilt people's quilts. It's like a little side business. And then the bedroom in the outhouse we're going to use as a tutoring studio for my husband, who does online tutoring for children. So that way he can be away from all the noise of the main house. We have one cat. He's just fat and fluffy and lays around all day, which is best life, I guess. We rescued him from the animal shelter back home before we moved down here. And he replaced the cat that we had for a long time. Since my kids were little, we had our previous cat, and then she passed away. So the kids were very sad, so we got this other cat. Sometimes he's kind of a demon, but, you know, I guess we all have our bad days. His bad days just outweigh his good days. I guess that's about it about me. I don't really do much besides cook, clean, take care of children, sew, cross stitch, and crochet. But since it's about to, well, it is warmer now, so I can start getting out doing more yard work and cleaning out the flower beds of weeds. And we had to cut our grass the last week because it was finally time to cut grass. I mean, we might as well enjoy it before it gets 100-something degrees and the humidity's killing you to walk to the mailbox. So we're gonna try to do some stuff outside and enjoy that. But I think that's about it, unless y'all have any questions you want to leave me in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer them, either directly back to your message, your comment, I mean, or I'll write them down and answer them in my next video. But thank you everyone who has subscribed and liked and commented. I really like commenting back and making the videos because I don't really get to interact with many people outside of my house. So anybody is fun to talk to as long as you're nice and not rude, which, I mean, it's the internet. So, but thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And thank y'all for y'all support, and I will see y'all again in a couple of weeks when I have more progress on other things. Y'all take care. Thank y'all.